My name is BlueHead. This is installment number 5 in a series of installments of monologues that I have created beginning October 1st. I said in installment 4 that I would talk about the issues going forward, starting with today. Today's topic, of course, is the miraculous drop in the unemployment statistics shown to us through the media channels that we see at home, on our handheld devices, and on the newsstands. What's remarkable about this change in numbers is the coincidence of this precipitous drop in a very questionable number to start with. A precipitous drop it took after the current president got his ass kicked on public TV in front of the entire civilized world on Wednesday. His performance was lackluster, and more than that, it basically revealed who he is as the CEO of the United States of America. How can you do a job when you don't know what you don't know? All we have to do is look at his life history to see what he doesn't know. He's never run a business. He's never done anything but run for political office. Mitt Romney, although I'm not necessarily in full alignment with the industry sector he worked in to make his money, at least understands business dynamics. Business dynamics in the United States, and if you talk to many independent free enterprise business owners, they will tell you that September typically is one of the slower months in the general commercial sector and industrial sector, simply because on a regional basis, people go on vacation in July and August. It's really very simple. The business pipeline, the demand for goods and services and products that is filled for free enterprise to accommodate when that demand becomes evident in the marketplace, is sporadically interrupted and somewhat volatile in the months of July and August because people are away. They're on vacation. If we're in a seasonal region like the Northeast, which is a huge consumer of goods and services, a lot of people go away on vacation, and therefore they're not at their jobs, and therefore are not planning projects, are not planning purchases, are not planning to spend money in accordance with the demands of their particular industry or their position within that industry as an employee or even as a private business person. So here we have September, again, a typically slow month in most business sectors. Now, of course, tourism is up, and the local industries that support tourism along the shoreline and the vacation meccas of the country, certainly their employment numbers will go up, but those are temporary, and they only last as long as vacation season. But in a month where most businesses, services in particular, find a slowdown, we had this tremendous drop. And I'm not exactly sure what the numbers are because I disregard them because they're irrelevant. They're constructs. This administration will not produce constructs. The real number of unemployment or people unemployed or underemployed in this country is between 15 and 20%. I have a very close friend, a lifelong friend, who has been a building contractor, renovation contractor all his life. For 30 years, he provided for his family at a very comfortable level. I'm not talking about wealthy. I'm talking about comfortable. Worked for himself, made his own schedule, was able to generate a very respectable living, doing what he did best in his area of expertise. Somehow, he managed to get himself a job, just a job, in the last 3 years. God bless him. He found a position in a state-administrated federal grant program that provided the financial resources to make more efficient the heating systems and the insulation properties in the homes of the elderly in the state of Connecticut. Now, this guy goes from independently being able to generate $150,000 a year in pre-tax income for his family. He put his kids through school. He supported his household. His wife also works. These are not wealthy people. He's an independent businessman who at any time had 2 or 3 people working for him. But every 3 months or so, he gives me a new date when he's going to be laid off. But somehow this funding keeps getting replenished and replenished and replenished. They use his expertise to the absolute minimum extent possible, and he told me that about 15% of the millions, hundreds of millions of dollars pumped into this program, 15% of that money ends up actually improving the heating systems and insulation qualities in the homes of the elderly. That'll give you some idea about where some of these jobs are coming from. That's a perfect example of a once productive, proud, and accomplished American citizen who now is relegated to a job that pays $18 an hour, where he can't even pay his mortgage, and is taking on virtually every hour of work he can find outside of that job at the age of 58. Stay tuned.